Hey guys, this is Josh with Defense Resources Group. Hope y'all are having a pretty good day. I'm out here again on the range, and yet another beautiful, rainy, flood advisory day. Seems like every day we've gotten out to the range within the last few weeks, it's been rain and mud and mess. Doesn't make for a very enjoyable range outing, but what it does do is it gives us an excellent chance to test some of our equipment, some of our firearms, and especially our magazines. What I have for you today is the Magpul Glock 19 15 round magazines. Alright. As you can see, they're quite dirty. We've got about 200 rounds through each one of these magazines, and every time we've had these out, it's been raining, mud, just soup. It is an all polymer magazine, meaning that there are no metal insert. It's not metal lined, it's not metal reinforced. You'll notice that it does not have the witness holes down the back, down the spine, like a Glock factory magazine would. It does have one witness hole on the left and right side, and that indicates fully loaded 15 round magazine. There is a bright orange follower, which I like. You can quickly tell that the magazine is empty. It does help in low light. Notice the base plate is much thicker than a factory base plate. There is a dot pin matrix, so you can mark your magazines. That's your takedown detent. Just press it in and the base slides off, and all the guts spring out. You'll notice right here that there are notches for what looks like finger pulls. Right there. Now, our first two range outings, the magazines got dirty, but they didn't get caked. This range outing, it's quite a bit worse than it has been the last two weekends. There's a creek rolling through my range right now. It's quite entertaining, but great place to wash your hands. It's pretty convenient. I accidentally stepped on one of these magazines, and I think it was this one. I stepped on it. Might have been this one. But I stepped on the magazine and I sunk it all the way into the ground. And I didn't intend to do that, but after I did it, I was just like, hey, that could happen. In real life, if you fumble, your mag like, I've been known to do sometimes on a reload, and you're moving and shooting, and you step on your magazine, you sink it into the soup, well, it could happen. So I pulled the magazine out of the hole in the ground that it made. I tapped it on my boot to clear the debris out of the top round. I loaded it. It chambered. And the whole magazine fired. No malfunctions, no nothing. I was impressed. But the issue became getting the magazine out of the gun. It would not drop free, meaning that I hit the magazine release and I brought the gun into my workspace. The magazine did not come out. At that point, I realized, hey, those little finger grips right there could come in handy. Because you'll notice on your Gen 3 pistols, there's no notch where you can reach in there and flick your magazine out should you need to do that. Not a huge deal, but it can still be done with a factory magazine. But on these magazines, you've got quite a bit of material to grab onto. This is a Gen 2 Glock 19. It does have the cutout right here, so you can do the same thing. The Gen 3s do not. I don't even think the Gen 4s do, but I could be wrong. I don't have a Gen 4 right now. So, like I said, not a complete deal breaker, but it did come in handy. And, I can't say that that wouldn't happen to you if you're in a flood situation and you're up to your armpits in water, wading through, getting your family out or whatever you're doing, or getting to high ground. All kinds of junk is going to get into your gun. Trust me. I wasn't up to my armpits in water, but I was up to my knees in water in a flood one time, and I slipped, fell several times, went underwater, and all the crap that was floating in the water got into the gun, got into my holster. So it can happen, and there's a lot of room in a Glock for good reason. But a lot of junk can get in there, and it can cause a little bit of havoc. But your magazines at that point probably will not fall free very well. So, not a bad idea right here. I'll show you something else. What I have right here. This is a Glock factory magazine, as you can see. 19. Okay, and I'm going to take and put these together, and I'm going to show you how much more room you've got down here. I'm sorry the light's not very good. Like I said, it's raining and the clouds are covering my natural light. But you can see there's a good 3/16, heavy 1/8 inch of length added to this Magpul mag. Like I said, I'm not sure what that's for. Maybe it's for strength. Don't know. So, something to consider if you're concealed carry, because this is what's going to be sticking out. More than likely, this is what's going to print. So, just something to keep in mind. So, but talking about those finger recesses, I've got some of these. These are the Vickers Tactical base pads for Glocks, and they're wider. I'll show you a little comparison to a factory magazine here. Let me get this Magpul out of the way. But they're a bit wider, So, and they also have that little finger piece right there, and it does stick out slightly from your grip, from your mag well or from your grip. But you can see it right there. I'm still evaluating these. I am not sure. I mean, it'd be great on like a duty gun or something, in my opinion. But I'm not sure if it's really going to go well for the concealed carry guys and gals. I don't know. I'm still working on it. Still, I've got a lot of stuff I'm working on right now, and I don't have a whole lot of time to talk about it. But I'll get around to it. So, what can I say? To wrap this up, I got 200 rounds through each one of these magazines for a total. I believe I've got a little over 600 rounds, so I've got 200 plus through each one. I have not had a malfunction. I've not had a breakage. They've been thrown in the mud. They've been kicked in the mud. They've been stomped. I've thrown them. I'll load them, and I'll throw them down range about 15, 20 feet, and I'll pick them up. I'll strike them on the side of my boot to clear the mud and junk out of the top round if it's got any. I'll load it and I'll shoot it. No problems, no malfunctions. What I will say is whenever they start getting dirty and grimy, especially inside, they start getting dirt and mud inside of them, they do become a little bit more difficult to load. And that's about the only negative I can find, and even that's not really a deal breaker considering the conditions that I'm testing these under. I'm not running over them with my truck. I'm not doing different crap like that. I mean, there's other people that'll do that. I try to test them as close to whatever they'll see in their environment that they're used in. So that's all I've got. I think I might be done with them. I don't know. I might start using them in my carry rotation. I might keep them in my range kit and just keep using them on the range. Do a little bit of long term. I haven't decided yet. So far, so good. I paid $15.15 for these. Got them through AIM Surplus. If y'all haven't heard of AIM, AIM, surplus.com, I'd recommend you check them out. Pretty good people to deal with. Not had any problems with them. They do have some pretty good deals every now and then, but I paid $15.15, which is about $5 cheaper than what I would pay for a Glock factory magazine. And, you know, any money you can save, you know, if you buy 3, you've saved enough to buy another one compared to a Glock factory magazine. They work. I haven't found a review on them yet that says that otherwise. Some people don't like the fact that they're not full metal lined. Yeah, I get that. All my carry mags are Glock factory right now. These may end up in my carry rotation, considering their performance has been pretty good so far. Still trying to evaluate whether I want to keep them in my range kit and keep using them, or if I want to clean them up and put them in service. What do you guys think? Let me know. You know, what do you all use to gauge, to evaluate your magazines? You know, what standards do you go by? Is 200 rounds per mag enough? You know, you let me know. But I'm of the opinion that 200 is pretty good, considering that they've been, you know, they're muddy, they're gunky, they've got grass and stuff inside of them, and they've done pretty good. The 19's done pretty good too, but it's seen a lot worse. Not this one, but my other 19. It's seen a lot worse than this, and it's still chugging right along. But we'll get to that later.